e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, knight c3, e5, bishop c4, g6, d3, h6, castle kingside, bishop g7, a3, d6, b4, knight e7, b takes c5, d takes c5, bishop e3, b6, knight d5, bishop e6, knight takes e7, queen takes e7, bishop d5, rook c8, c4, castle kingside, bishop d2, rook fe8, rook e1, queen d7, h3, bishop takes d5, e takes d5, knight d4, knight takes d4, c takes d4, queen b3, f5, f3, queen c7, rook a c1, king h7, rook e2, a5, rook b1, rook b8, a4, bishop f8, rook e1, bishop c5, bishop f4, bishop d6, bishop c1, bishop b4, bishop d2, bishop c5, bishop f4, bishop d6, king h1, g5, bishop c1, bishop b4, bishop d2, bishop c5, bishop c1, rook e7, bishop a3, queen d6, rook a1, king g7, rook b2, rook e8, bishop takes c5, b takes c5, queen b6, queen takes b6, rook takes b6, e4, d6, rook d7, f takes e4, f takes e4, d takes e4, rook takes e4, rook c6, king f6, rook takes c5, rook takes d6, rook d1, d3, king g1, d2, king f2, king g6, Rook D5. Rook F6 check. King G3. Rook takes C4. Rook 1 takes D2. Rook takes A4. Rook D8. Rook E4. Rook G8 check. King H5. Rook A8. Rook F5. King H2. G4. Rook A2. Rook E5. Rook A4. Rook G5. H takes G4 check. Rook takes G4. Rook 4 takes A5. Rook takes A5. Rook takes A5 check. Rook G5. Rook A3. King G6. Rook A6 check. King H5. Rook A3. King G6. Rook A6 check. King H5. Rook A3.